Hi guys, just a quick video on my VR setup. I've got two routers. One is an Aero 6 Pro. It's Wi-Fi 6, but that is used for everything else other than Wi-Fi, other than VR. There's too much traffic on it, so it causes too much interference. So I don't use it for that, even though the speeds are way faster and such, but it's no good. I use a simple Fritzbox 5 gigahertz. It's basically the one I got when I ordered my internet. They sent it in with me. It's basic, it's really basic, but the only thing that's connected to it is my Quest 3 and my computer. Um, my Quest 3, my VKB sticks. I'm using an old Android phone as a wireless USB hub because I don't like wires traipsing across the floor. Obviously, there's a shit ton of wires in behind there that I need to do something about, but for the moment, that's fine. My shitty next level racing seat, don't ever buy this as a piece of shit, it breaks. See you in game. Hey guys, welcome to the Oculus Quest 3 UI. I just said I'd continue the video from here. Don't think there's too many settings in this that I need to talk about. There's my Wi-Fi, Fritzbox, signal strength excellent, 5 gigahertz frequency. Yeah, back devices. There used to be a lot of settings to do with display and resolutions and all that kind of stuff that you could tinker about in this, but I think it seems to be all automatic these days. So I will go into virtual desktop. This app is about 20 quid. Well worth it. Password, so my kid hasn't access to all things VR. Yeah, VR desktop, well worth it. You download the client, the server on the PC, and show you. Let's show you all my settings on. Why isn't this working? What is it with Quest 3 controllers? I swear to God, this controller just doesn't seem to turn on sometimes. Here we go, here we go. There's a light. Yay. Okay. Never mind. So computers, you see Zeus, you see 5 gigahertz, 780. Sometimes it's a little bit higher, 820, something like that. If I was on Wi-Fi 6, that would be 1.5 gigabytes or something in or around that. It'd be something crazy. But as I said, you need to be on an uncongested network. Is more important than the bandwidth. Games input settings. So settings. This is for the desktop. So what you're looking at right now, 120 FPS, environment medium. Everything's kind of maxed. On screen brightness. Anything else there I need to talk about? Not really. Advanced options, show hidden crit. Streaming is the one that we're really into. So godlike, I have 49 graphics card, 90 FPS, 120 is not really doable. So there's no point. VR bitrate is maxed out, sharpening 50%. I don't have any pass through. That's disabled. It's not good. Doesn't feel nice. To do everything else, I have the performance overlay on just to show you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in here. We'll go back to the desktop. This is my virtual USB device. It won't come up there. See, everything's connected there. We will enter DCS. I may swap in and out of footage between. I have OBS on, I think. Between the Quest 3 and my actual footage. Where is OBS? OBS. Oh yeah, it is recording. Yeah. Okay. Launch DCS. So you can see the VR desktop settings. So you can see there, latency is 60. Game is 5. Encoding. Networking is probably the most important, but if that goes high, then you're going to have a bad time. decoding. You'll see with DCS in particular, that game will spike like crazy because the game hangs like fucking every 2 minutes, especially when you're getting into a game. You can see their max bitrate, 200 megabytes bitrate, codec AV1, runtime VDXR, render resolution is 100. These are the settings in the game. VR pixel density I have it set to 1. You can't go above that. Even though I have a 4090, it's just you won't get 90 frames a second. It's impossible. System, this won't matter because you're in VR. And DLSS, I have DLSS on. Again, you won't get 90 frames a second without it. It means it's slightly blurry. You'll see what I mean when I go into it. Textures high on ultra visible range, ultra clouds. I like my clouds. Simple clutter grass 1290. Everything roundabout. You'll find some things affected, some things don't. I think the main thing really is resolution. It's just a bit of tinkering really. Okay, let's multiplayer favorites. Enigma. Let's see here. Just completely pauses. Like it's really disorientating because you can't really see it on video, but in VR you have like 2 images and they're both just completely still right now, and yeah, it's a bit like you have to look at it in the original way until it starts unpausing. So I see again there, I went to 400 milliseconds. I haven't played Enigma server for quite a while actually. I've been playing Warthunder, so stuff has changed a bit. Unit type, look, pause again. The whole thing locks up and it feels terrible in VR while it's locked up. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Hey. It's locked up again. We'll try that. Try NA10 because it's probably the only thing I remember how to start up, because I have the automatic startup locked to a button on the joystick. Come on. Man, this is terrible. This really needs to be sorted. This is not VR. This is DCS being a twat. Come on, just get to the briefing. Click. Yay. Fly. Center. So I'm centering it. Automatic start. You see there, I'm getting 85, 88. It'll kind of even out. Well, multiplayer, that's not too bad. 90, yay. I'm probably better setting it to 80 FPS in the virtual desktop settings, but it is what it is. The zoom in feels terrible. Never zoom in. I'm actually getting, whoa, a lot less frames a second than I was getting earlier on. It's usually not. 82. 82. Flaps. Yeah, this doesn't feel great at the minute, even though it's 80 frames a second. Gear. Oh, the gear was already there. What? Okay, we're up in here. 80 frames a second. Yeah, I should probably lock virtual desktop to 80 frames a second. It'd feel a lot better. Do I have autopilot set up? Do I have an autopilot? Oh, come on. Trim. No. No, 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 no. Trim. Down the way. Yeah, let's... So we've trimmed it out. I'm not sure where my autopilot is. We are getting a steady 80-ish frames a second. I am going to... This button should work. No! Yeah, I'm going to have to find the controller. Okay, there we go. So, we're going to switch to desktop. Should still be going in-game. I don't know why it's so glitchy. Okay, Alt-Tab. It's probably because it's recording and everything, that's why. Definitely. Control Alt Delete. Task Manager. We'll just see what kind of effect this is having on our system. So I see CPU isn't too bad. Memory 47.4. GPU 83. Dedicated GPU 24, and that's been fully used. 24 gigs. .9 out of 24 gigs of GPU memory. That's crazy. Alright, so you see how intensive DCS is. I'll try and contrast that with Warthunder. Again, I might cut this in different places and come back to you. Okay, so just to show you guys Warthunder and compare Warthunder to DCS, we will go into options. We'll go to graphics. Resolution again doesn't matter when you're a viewer. DLSS is off. If you can avoid having DLSS off, do. DCS I can't. I have to have it on to hit 90. It's unavoidable. It means that there's a slight little bit of blurriness to some planes. Like if they're going in a straight line, there'll be like a little trail left behind them, or like missiles and stuff. It's something I can put up with. It's not great, but it is what it is. Everything else 16 anti-strophy, anti-aliasing is on. 4x super sampling, so that's pretty extreme. Everything else is all pretty max. Warthunder you can pretty much run on a toaster, so I have everything maxed out for a 1480. Yeah, all right. There's a few tweaks in the actually, you know what? I'm just gonna show you. And switch to desktop. Alt-Tab. Shit. Hold on. My location again. This guy here, config.blk. Big one. Render distance multiplier. I have it set to 25, which is a bit crazy. I think it's set to something like 4 or 5 or 6 or something in around that, pretty low. Try and at least double it, depending on your graphics card. It basically what it means is like inside your cockpit will be sharp, but anything outside of your cockpit is kind of blurry. and this makes that not so. Grass radius I've changed as well. Everything else is kind of the same. Background scale was set to 2, and I actually reduced that because I was having issues. I think it's like doubling the render output or something. I don't know, but I set it to 1.4. 1.4 seems fine. Doubling, I think it's like doubling the resolution or tripling it even. I have no idea, but it has a massive effect when it's set to 2. So I set it to 1.4. Everything else is pretty much default. I also have it set to read only, so that every time you hit the launcher, it'll reset it if you don't have it set to read only. All right. Back to Warthunder. So we'll go into a game now. You can see textures take a little while to load in sometimes. What do you get there? Yeah, looking good. All right. Starting her up. You can see the frame rate. It's dropping a little bit, I suppose, but it's usually pretty fucking steady. I think OBS being on has probably affected it as well. It usually doesn't come off 90. Let's start. Flaps. We get her up in the air again and trim her out. And I will Control-Alt-Delete. Also, one thing in War Thunder that I love compared to DCS is the mirrors. The mirrors actually act like mirrors. They don't like have this weird zoom in effect in DC that they do have in DCS. It freaks me out. I don't like mirrors in DCS, but mirrors in War Thunder, amazing. Need are a little far away. Oh, yeah, boy, yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Broken me. Landing gear. I should have turned up the landing gear. Fuck. Ugh. Okay, let's trim it out. Too much. It's probably too much too. 6 is probably okay. 6 so we'll leave it at that. So desktop mode. Desktop. Control-Alt-Delete. Task Manager. So we are using 16 gigs of RAM, 40% CPU, and our GPU. 13.2 gigs of RAM. So there you go. Again, yeah, could run on a toaster or Thunder for the win. I really like it. Compared to DCS, it's much smoother. I know it's not exactly coming up that way when I'm showing you here, but I'm thinking that OBS is having a massive effect on my system overall. It's not giving me that solid 90 FPS, but where if I had OBS off, I will be getting that. Yeah, 81. Actually, it feels fairly similar to DCS, but believe me, it's not. Alright, that's it. See you later, folks.